partner, Arlene, California real estate trainers. And what we do is we teach people how to pass the California real estate exam, the broker's exam, and the MLO national exam. But I'm not here just to talk about what we do and how we can help you if you're looking to get your real estate license, your MLO license, or your broker's license. Because I got to tell you, next year is predicted to go up 16% in real estate sales. So if you've been thinking about getting your real estate license or your MLO license, this is the time to stop sitting on your butt and get up and get your real estate license. Hi, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. So it's been a rough year for me this year. Just like anybody else, what I like to do is I like to help people any way I can. And I actually have a school behind me, so they're kind of loud right now, but I really wanted to come on and talk with you guys today. Oh, thank you so much. It's like the whole internet knows my mom passed away. So it's been a rough couple of years. And through the rough couple of years, I have been able to learn so much more about how you deal with people who own property and pass away and don't have a will, don't have a living trust, which is really weird because our family, my dad had a living trust. My mom has a living trust. Aw, thank you so much. And my sister did not. So it's been a rough road, and neither did my brother. So out of five people in our family, my dad passed away in 2017, and I was his caretaker. Then my brother passed away in 2022, and he and I owned a mortgage company together for over 30 years. And then my sister just passed away this year, and now my mom just passed away on Tuesday. And so it has been so hard this year for me to come on live. But I am here to teach you guys, how to become real estate agents. And, one of the things that happened recently was on my TikTok account, I had somebody say that realtors were scammers. And that just hurts me so much because I'm part of the California Association of Realtors. I was the president of my local association last year. And what I do is I teach people how not only to become realtors, but how to make a decision and a road map on, and believe it or not, I got to say this real quick. This is a real background. Isn't that insane? So if you don't believe there's a God, I've got to tell you, God can do anything. And look at this amazing background I have because I just came on in between parties. So this morning I had to go to a benefit for veterans. This afternoon I just came from my local association benefit. And right now I've got to go to a Toys for Tots. And so these are things that you do when you're a true realtor. And so when somebody picks on realtors and says they're scammers, that really hurts my heart because I'm not like that. And neither are the people that I see that constantly work for homeowners to help them save their homes. So what I want to say to you guys is if you own a home or if your parents own a home and you inherit it, reach out to somebody who's gone through what you're about to go through. Because if you reach out to somebody who hasn't been through it, it says, just know your mother is always with me. I know, don't make me cry. Stop that. So my mom and I really, she was our rock for our company. It was so funny because people would say to us, they'd be like, how long have you worked for your parents? And my brother and I would look at each other and laugh because we're like, our parents worked for us. But my dad was actually the person. There's Wilford. If I ever talk about Wilford, that's Wilford. He is 15, almost 16 years old. And then Mika's on the other side. But I wanted you guys to get to know me and get to know and understand that there are real estate agents out there that really care about you. And if you feel in your heart or your gut that the real estate agent that you're working with doesn't care about you and all they care about is their commission, just tell them, I don't feel that you're doing what's in my best interest. And I want to work with somebody who knows that they're my fiduciary. That word fiduciary is so strong. Fiduciary means when you get your real estate license, as a fiduciary, you're doing what's most important and the best interest for your client. So when I'm talking to somebody and I tell them, you know what, you shouldn't sell their home, and they they look at me and they're like, we shouldn't sell? You're a broker. Don't you want to sell our home? And I'm like, I would love to sell your home. But as a broker, I have a fiduciary duty to show you and talk to you about the ramifications of selling your home. And so what I do is I'm not just a teacher teaching people how to pass the real estate exam or how to pass the broker's exam or how to pass the MLO exam. I am a working broker. I have real estate people that are professionals that help my clients get their loans secured. And once we secure your loan and we know exactly, I still work for a real estate office, and I told you my boss. Oh my gosh, I didn't see it. You guys reach out to me if I don't get to read your comment, because sometimes the comments go by so fast, it's crazy. So if you don't feel your real estate agent is working for you in the best capacity they can, talk to them. If they don't seem to move forward and help you, talk to their broker. Because our job is to make sure that things happen for you as they are supposed to. So what I really love doing is I love helping people buy their first home. But I will always ask you, what is your real estate plan? What is your life plan? Where do you want to end up when you're my age? I'll be 65 next year. Your boss watches your video. Oh, that's so cool that your boss watches my videos. That's awesome. So what I ask my clients when I first speak to them, are you the type of person that want to buy more and more and more homes? Or do you just want to buy one home and live in that for a while? And when the equity goes up, you sell that and buy your next home? And that's Willie. So Willie's the bigger one. Or are you the type of person that you're an engineer or a CPA, or you have a really great job with a really great retirement, and you don't need to have you don't need to have rental property? But the thing that I said when I was 18 years old is, will Social Security still be there for me if I'm a self-employed realtor or loan officer, or I'm a self-employed whatever it is that you do? Will Social Security be there? And how much is going to be there if I was self-employed through my whole life? And I always say that I was 18 when I bought my first property, but I lied. I'm super sorry. I was actually 10. And when you guys look at me and you go, oh, she was 10. How could she buy a property when she was 10? Well, if you ever heard of that there's a show, you can look it up. It was called The Brady Bunch. So The Brady Bunch was a show about, it's a story of a lovely lady, and they had 6 kids. The husband had 3 kids and the mom had 3 kids, and they got married and they came together. And a lot of times you'd see the kids at school. And because they were at school, they had lots of kids in the background. Well, you're looking at one of the kids that was in the background. And my sister was actually Marsha's campaign manager. And you can see my sister walking around going, flyers, vote for Marsha, vote for Marsha. So when we were very young, we actually did work on television. And after that, when you get money for Christmas, kids out there, people that are young, when you get money for Christmas or you get money for your birthday, put it in a CD so you can't touch it. Like right now, a lot of my money is in a CD. And why it's in a CD, you cannot touch it. So if you go to your bank and you find out that they have a good rate on a CD, you can't touch your money. Usually it's anywhere from 3 to 6 months, and that money grows interest. And so when I was a little tiny girl, I used to do that. So at the age of 10, my dad said, my dad would go back and forth and travel all around. He worked in London. We lived in London. And then after we lived in London, he moved to California. And then he went to Mississippi, and my mom said, no, 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 the kids are not going to Mississippi. And so after that, my dad got a job in Saudi Arabia. And my mom's like, no, 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 we're not going to Saudi Arabia. So my dad would travel the world and send money to my mom. And she raised us in a way that made it so that we knew the value of money. And those of you who are young and you don't know the value of money, you need to start learning it. Because I remember when I was married to ex-husband, I hate to say this, ex-husband number 3, he would surprise his kids. It wasn't a surprise because every Christmas he would do a scavenger hunt. And the kids knew that they were going to get $100 if they found the money in the scavenger hunt. And before they even knew they were going to get $100, they were already planning on spending $110. And he didn't teach them that, if you get $100, maybe you should spend $20 and put 80 of it away. So by the time I was 18, I had $20,000 put away, and I bought my first condo. And that's how you do it. But in today's day and age, you don't even have to save up your money, folks. I don't know why the myth is that you have to have 20% to buy a property. You don't need 20% down plus closing costs. You need closing costs, you need some kind of money, but depending on how much money you make, depending on which program is available. In fact, a lot of people don't know that FHA, you can get a first for your mortgage and a second for your down payment. So you can qualify on a down payment assistance program, and that money is paid back through the years. Now, there's some programs that aren't so good. You have to be very careful with down payment assistance money because some down payment assistance money wants part of your equity, and you don't want to give up your equity because when you sell that property, you're going to take that equity and buy another property. Or you're not going to sell that property. You're going to do what I did, which is pyramiding. What pyramiding is when you keep the property, take equity out of it, and buy your next property. And then you have that property and you take equity out of it and you buy your next property until you have as many properties as you know will help you support yourself when you're 65. So I'm here to teach you guys so much information about how to make yourself wealthy with real estate, not just as a buyer or a seller, not just as a real estate agent or a loan officer, but whenever somebody signs up and they subscribe. So you guys got to subscribe, you got to like. Whenever you subscribe and like to us, you're open to call me on the phone and ask me questions. And I don't even charge you unless you book. You can always book a coaching with myself or my business partner, Arlene, and we're here to help you. We do have a real estate school and we do have a class this weekend. It's for your real estate exam in California. Now realize that California's real estate exam is much harder than the national exam. So we don't take the national exam. We take the California exam. So if you're listening to anybody else but me and they're teaching the national exam, then you're not going to be able to pass the California exam. The California exam is extremely different than the national exam. But if you're taking the national exam and you want to learn about the California stuff that's going to help you pass the exam, you can always take our class. So normally we teach our class every other weekend. All you have to do is look at our schedule. Our schedule is at Pass, P-A-S-S, Pass with Sharon, that's WITHSHARON, one R, passwithsharon.com. And at passwithsharon.com, it has when we're teaching the exam prep, when we're teaching the broker's exam, and if you have questions on the MLO. Also, if you have your license for a short time or for a long period of time, and you want to learn how to get more business. We're here to help you get more business. We're here to help you in any way we can. There's no gimmick. We return calls. We're here for you. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that we're real. And like my business partner, Arlene, she's constantly talking to people who are trying to get their real estate license. So I want to let you know we're here for you when it has to do with real estate and loans. And if you're looking to buy something, especially and only in California, what we do is we go on a Zoom call with you. And we talk to you and we figure out what's the best way for you to get a loan and what's the most money we can get for you and how much you need regarding your down payment and your closing costs and what you qualify with your current bills and if there's any bills you have to pay off. We'll talk you all the way through that. And what we do is we're mortgage consultants. So we consult you on which is the best loan for you and which lender is going to do the best job for you. Once we figure that out, we're going to know what you qualify for, and we're going to talk to you about the home you want in the location you want. And once I do that, we're going to find you a house in like 35 to 45 days. Like literally all my clients literally talk to me once on a Zoom call, talk to me a second time regarding the home. We go out and look at them and they buy a property and they have their home in no time and they're able to write off their taxes if they buy it in the year that they bought it in. So like if you're right now, we're kind of too close because January is coming up and we don't have 45 days. But if you have an easy loan, you're able to buy a property pretty quick. Of course, we hear an airplane going across, but it's a beautiful night. And if you have any questions about real estate, about getting your license, I don't care what state it is, I am here to help you with my business partner, Arlene. And our company is called California Real Estate Trainers. We're here to help you. Reach out to us. Comment. If you comment, I will answer it. And I look forward to hearing from you as soon as you feel like asking me and talking with me about real estate because I'm addicted to real estate. Reach out to me. Have a great evening. Good night and thank you for joining. Oh, by the way, you need to subscribe, like, and watch my videos because I'm going to help you out in real estate. Have a good evening.